Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a mini first impressions on some Jane Iredale products. A very lovely person called Justina sent me a box of goodies, some samples and things like that, and the majority of it was Jane Iredale. There were a few other bits and pieces in there which I will be trying out in future videos, but yeah, she very kindly sent this to me and I'm extremely grateful for it. So I thought, let's do a first impressions. I've only tried a few things from Jane Iredale, as you know, the BB cream, which I didn't particularly like, the mascara, which again wasn't my favourite, and then also the lip and cheek tint, which I did actually really like. But I'm kind of intrigued to see what kind of the other products are like and things like that. Again, thank you to Justina for sending this. You really didn't have to, and I'm extremely grateful for it, so thank you. And like I said, I will try out some of the other products in other videos as well, but today is a Jane Iredale dedicated video. So we're going to start off with the Jane Iredale Smooth Affair, I believe it's the primer. Yeah, facial primer and brightener. This is for oily skin, which is my skin, which is perfect. So let's have a little test. Now, like I said, I don't like the BB cream, so I'll just be using my Hint Beauty concealer for today's video. So I'm just going to take a small amount and I'm going to focus this on the T-zone area, as that's where I get the oiliest. I will check in at the end of the day just to see how this product has worked out, to see kind of how my shine's doing. That feels really nice on the skin. It hasn't, I'd say, mattified my skin. There's still a slight shine there, but we will see how well, after I've put concealer and set it in place, whether it kind of gets really oily at the end of the day like usual, but we'll just have to see. But yeah, it feels really nice on the skin. It doesn't, it's quite a thin texture, so it's not like really thick on the skin, which I like. So I'll have a little play. So yeah, I'm going to be using the Hint Beauty concealer to kind of act as my concealer slash foundation. I'm not going to really use it as foundation. I'm just going to pop it mainly in the areas, kind of my T-zone area, for a little bit of coverage. So this here, I'm going to use it with a sponge. I've been enjoying using it with a sponge at the moment. So I do just dip in with a wet, damp sponge. After I've finished, I do go ahead and wipe the top bit off, just because obviously I'm applying to my spots and I don't want to cross-contaminate. But I just take a little bit of this first. I go under the eyes. I will kind of, well, it's quite a lot. I will just focus this mainly to the centre of my face, because obviously I want to test out that primer, see if it works. So I want to see how well this product works with that primer. So I'm just going to spread this about, because like I said, a little bit goes a long way, as you can see. So I shouldn't really need to dip back in again, maybe for the spot area, but apart from that I shouldn't need to. I'm just going to blend out the excess into the rest of my skin, just so it kind of blends nicely. So everyone really enjoyed the bridal makeup trial that I did with my sister the last video, which is very nice, thank you very much. Yeah, I really was happy with how it turned out, and so was she, which is perfect as well. And she'll be glad to, she's on honeymoon at the moment, but she'll be glad to see the comments of how you all thought she looked beautiful and stuff. And yeah, she'll be very pleased. I'm interested to know how, if you think me and her look alike, because we don't think we look alike at all. Obviously the obvious fact is we have very different coloured hair and stuff, but I think our colouring's quite different as well, and our features are quite different. And it's just interesting to know, if I didn't tell you we were both sisters, would you actually know? Because a lot of people don't until you say, and they're like, oh yeah, no, that makes sense. Because apparently we have a lot of the same mannerisms, which would obviously make sense, because you probably picked them all up from me anyway. But in terms of features and stuff, I do think we look quite different. I don't have a powder, so I'm just going to go in my own powder quickly. I like to use that on a sponge as well, recently. I just think it helps mesh everything together. Set the lids as well, because I stupidly did not bring my eye primer with me, my Lily Low one. So I'm at my parents' house. I don't know if you can tell, because I've got my usual old wallpaper. It's quite dark in the background, so you might not see it. And I stupidly forgot it, but I haven't got an eyeshadow. So I'm having to use the concealer and powder to act as primer today, which is an error on my part, but So I'm going to continue with the face. Now I got 2 bronzers from her. Unfortunately one is did get broken in transition. Is this it? Yeah, and I think I also got a blusher which also unfortunately got broken in transition. It's not, I don't mind. You can always use like alcohol to fix it together, or what I'm probably going to do is kind of mush it up a bit more and put it into a shaker so it's kind of like a loose bronzer, because I quite like that. So this one is, I did get 2, so this one is the golden bronzer in Moon Glow. I don't want to tip it up just so it goes everywhere, but she also got the So Bronze 3, so I'm guessing it means shade 3. Let's just whip this one out and see which one I want to use today. Ooh. So very similar packaging. Jane Iredale does some really nice packaging, nice and sleek and stuff like that. Oh. Oh, okay. So this is there's a bronzer and a blusher in this one. Now the bronzer is matte with a few shimmers in it, whereas the blusher is definitely shimmery. The bronzer, the broken bronzer, is very shimmery. Let's just have a little swipe. I'll do a little test swatch. Yeah, so that's definitely going to give a nice sheen, very similar to the Sunset Pure bronzer I like with the tones of the sheen. Let's just test out the more matte looking one. I don't know which one I want to go in with today. Ooh. Yeah, so that's a nice matte one, nice and light. So that's going to give a sheen. That's not, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go with the matte one, the pressed, this one today, and then I'm going to sort out the broken ones into like a pot, and then I can use it in future videos, just because I didn't bring anything with me to my parents and I don't want to make a mess on my floor. So I will definitely be trying these out. So I'm going to go in with this one. So this is their So Bronze Bronzing Powder in 3, but it has got that pretty blusher in as well. So I'm going to go with the bronzer first. Just tap it in. Go ahead and bronze up the skin. I definitely say tap off because it's quite a pigmented bronzer. It's blending really nicely. But yeah, this does have slight sparkle to it, but it's not kind of intense like the other one. It's really nice. It's blending out really nicely actually onto the skin, really smooth. Yeah, so that's a really nice bronzer. There is a slight sparkle to it, but nothing, not an intense sheen like the other bronzer would have given me. It's blending out really nicely. It is quite pigmented, so make sure you tap off your brush. That's what I will say. But it looks really nice on the skin, so I'm very happy with how that looks. Let's go in, do I want to do this blusher? Or should I attempt the other blusher? So the other blusher, the one that was broken, doesn't have a label on the back, but oh. Yeah, it got broken in travel. So let's just have a little swatch of this one just to see what the colour's like. It's quite a nice, let's say that one's this one is much pinkier than the other one, and so the other one's probably more the shade I'd like. Oh, it's quite a soft pigmentation, but it's a beautiful kind of more coral tone. So I think I'm actually going to go with that one, try not to make a mess, and pick this one up carefully. Just have a little, oh, that has a lot of a sheen to it. That's more, I'd say, of a blush topper, because that gives a lot, wow, that gives a lot of glow. I was going to say I don't have a highlighter to try out, but I don't think I need one with this. Yeah, you might want to be careful, if you've got texture in your cheeks, you might want to be careful with this one, just because it will emphasise. Sorry, I don't mean to keep going back and forth. I haven't got my light with me, so I'm using natural lights. Every time I go forward, I blind myself and you. But yeah, you want to be careful so you don't go too far forward, because it's going to be one that's going to definitely emphasise texture and stuff like that. But it's a very natural looking colour, I will say. So if you're someone who doesn't like a real intense pigment to your blusher, this would be nice, but it does have that intense highlighting glow to it, which I wasn't prepared for. But so that's kind of all the face products. Moving on to the eyes, I'm actually quite excited to try one of these things. So I got a pressed eyeshadow in Slate Brown, just like that. So kind of like a cool toned brown, which would look really nice. Let's have a little, feels nice. Yeah, kind of nice cool toned brown, probably quite a nice transition shade. And then the other eye product is, which I'm really excited, is the gel eyeliner in green. And this looks really cool. It does have a slight golden hue to it, I'd say. So it's not a real intense green, but there's definitely a slight golden hue to it. And I actually think it'd make a really nice cool like green eyeshadow just smudged all the way around the lash line. But I am going to use it as like a winged eyeliner today, just to see what the effect is on the eyes. Yeah, so I'm going to take this eyeliner first, a small angled brush. Let's see how easy this is to work with. So I'm going to do quite a simple eye look. Use this as an eyeliner, so quite a nice cool colour. I'll probably add some of that eyeshadow just along the lower lash line. Okay. I don't often do wing liners, so this could be fun. Definitely nice and creamy. It's not the most pigmented, so I do think I'm going to have to go kind of dip in a few times to kind of get the pigment that I want to get. But to be honest, if you're going with a gel liner and you're trying to create a wing liner and it's colourful, I guess you don't want it to be really super intense, just in case you go wrong. You want something you can build up and create the shape first, and then you can go in a bit more intense. And actually it's not like a real in your face green, it's quite a toned down green and it looks really quite nice. It's not matte by any means. Like I said, there's a slight golden undertone to it, and it has got a little bit of a sheen to it, but it looks cool. Yes, it's a really nice green. It's not going to be in your face or anything like that. And yeah. Okay, so I've done wings on both eyes. Now, and like I already said, I really like this. So it'll be interesting to see how well the eyeliner lasts as well. I will bear in mind that I haven't got my usual primer. So if it doesn't last amazingly, I'm not going to judge it completely. Because obviously, like I said, I should have brought my actual primer with me. But I'm going to take the Slate Brown eyeshadow now on a fluffy brush. And I'm just going to run this along the lower lash line. Just for a little subtle definition along there. Justina did say she uses this as her eyebrow. I'm pretty sure she said she uses it, yeah, as an eyebrow powder. I think it might be a little bit too light for my eyebrows, and I've already filled mine in anyway, so I'm just gonna use it as an eyeshadow. But yeah, it's quite a nice cool toned grey brown colour. Yeah, it's definitely a nice colour for giving definition either through the crease, I reckon, or as I'm doing this, a slight definition under the lash line. I'm purposely using quite a fluffy brush as well, just so it picks up less product, and it's better at smoking it out as well. Okay, so moving on to mascara. Now she just sent me a sample of the mascara, which I have tried before. It's not my favourite, and I don't want to open that one because I've already got one opened at home. So I'm just going to quickly go in with my own mascara. So what I have to do is lips. Now actually the sample product that she sent me is one that I already have, but in a different colour, so I'm very excited. It's their lip and cheek tint that Just Kissed. So you know I've got sweet pink, which I really like. This is Forever Peach, which looks quite a strong colour in the bullet, but I know it won't come out this strong. So you can use it on cheeks, but I'm just going to use it for my lips. And I think this peachy tone would work quite nicely with the look I've got going on. And it just really moisturises the lips as well. So like I suggest, it is just a tint, so it gives a slight colour. It gives a nice moisturising feel. It smells quite nice as well. Okay, so that's all the Jane Iredale products I've tried out. Obviously there are a few. The Broken Bronze I haven't properly tried yet, and I haven't tried the kind of the blusher that wasn't broken. I haven't tried properly yet. So my thoughts at the moment, I mean, the primer I'd have to really see how it is at the end of the day, so I will check in. It was a nice feeling. It wasn't thick or anything like that. It kind of really smooth on skin. It didn't really kind of immediately reduce the shine. It did a little bit, but it wasn't mattifying. So we'll have to see how it goes throughout the day. But my concealer, the Hint Beauty concealer, applied nicely over the top of that, so that's always good. In terms of the rest of the face products, the bronzer, in the duo was really nice, blends on really nicely. It's quite pigmented, so you just make sure you top off your brush, but it blends really nicely into the skin. I did catch a glimpse of my cheeks in the direct sunlight, and that blusher is extremely shimmery, borderline glittery, and I'm not sure that I am a huge fan of it, and it does give that real intense glow, so you definitely wouldn't need a highlighter on top of this. It's definitely more of a blush topper, and like I said, if you've got texture, you might want to avoid this, because I like things with a sheen in it. I think it's really pretty. A little bit of shimmer I don't mind, but things where it's borderline glittery I just don't like it, and especially like I said, when the sun hits it, it's really obvious on the skin. So I'm not sure I'm a huge fan of that one, but like I said, I do want to try out the blush that comes in the duo better. Want to try it out more. So the other blusher I think is possibly no for me, just because it is so glowy and shimmery and kind of borderline glittery. Moving on to eyes, I really like the eyeliner. It's a really nice green. It's not really like bright green, so you can get away with it on a day-to-day basis, but just add a little bit of colour. It was really easy to use. I did go back in a few times just to build up intensity, but I think if you're using a coloured gel liner, it's quite nice for it not to be immediately intense, just so you've got something to work with, and if you go wrong, it's not too noticeable, it's easier to fix. But yeah, like I said, we'll see how well it lasts throughout the day, but I know I haven't got my usual primer with me, so I'm not going to judge it too harshly in today's video. And the eyeshadow is really nice. Like I said, it's quite a soft, cool toned eyeshadow. I think it'd be nice for definition, transition shade, that kind of shade. It felt really nice to swatch. It's quite smooth. I didn't get any fallout actually, but again, I can play around with it in future videos as well. But first impressions wise, I really like that one. And obviously the lip thing I really like. I knew I was going to like it because the formula, I loved it. The last one, it was a peachy shade, which is more my kind of shade. The last one was pink, so I knew I was going to like this. And I think the peach worked quite nicely with the green and the grey brown going on the eyes as well. Okay, so it's much later in the day. All natural light has gone. So I just got back from seeing Fantastic Beasts, which was amazing. I really enjoyed it. Definitely go see it. If you like the first one, you'll like the second one. It's slightly darker, but it is really cool. And actually, I have to say, I'm not too shiny, which is quite good. I mean, I haven't tested this at work. Usually my good test is with the primer or foundation to test it whilst at work. So I will try it again, definitely for sure. The skin portion actually still looks really nice. Like I said, I think that blusher that I use is just too glittery for me. So personally, I probably won't use that again. I'll probably give it to someone else. I'd probably fix it first or put it in a like a loose powder pot first for someone else to use. The eyeshadow is still there. The eyeliner has not so much the wings, but the bit along here has disappeared. Like I said, I didn't use my proper primer, so I'm going to try again with the primer. Maybe I need to set it with an eyeshadow, I don't know, but I'll definitely play around with it again. So it's not a write-off. The lip tint, the shine has gone, but there still is a residue of the colour there, which I really like with these lip tints. So overall, it wasn't too bad. Like I said, the blusher I won't use again. The eyeliner I need to play around with and see what happens. And again, I'm going to try the primer again, but maybe on a day when I'm going to work, just to see if it makes a difference and when I do stay not so shiny towards the end of the day. So that's this video complete. I really hope you have enjoyed it. If you've tried any of the products, let me know your thoughts down below. Let me know what other videos you'd like to see from me in the future. And yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.